Hello and welcome to this very exciting video. Is it? Who knows? This video I will be contrasting my own Drift Ghost S action cam, movie cam that I put onto my motorcycle helmet and motorbike, and I'll be comparing it with Drift's newer camera that they've kind of just brought out. You can go and purchase it now at actioncameras.co.uk. I'll give them a shout out because obviously I've had some good service with them before. They haven't paid me to do that or given me anything to do that, but I just feel like if you've had good service, you should pass that on to other people. This is the new camera that they've just brought out. It's the Drift Stealth 2. Notice the screen. It's this old looking LCD screen that has it basically tells you what's going on there, what frames per second it is, and it is only 1080p 30 frames per second, but that's still pretty good. It's got the memory, the percentage battery, and yeah, all of that, those kind of things. So it's all on there, and it doesn't have the LCD, the actual colour display of the Drift Ghost. I must mention that. If you haven't already, if you want to see what this looks like next to, because obviously that's a bit misleading, although I wouldn't say that that's not too far off in terms of the size, but if you want to see it next to a Drift Ghost, not the S but the Ghost, go and watch Spicy 110's video. He does a review. I think he was given the camera, so whether that affects your view or not, I know that there are a lot of people that don't really care. I know a lot of people feel very strongly about whether people are given things for free. I know Roadcraft Nottingham does, but go check out Roadcraft Nottingham video because he works in that kind of industry, so he's got a bit more insider information, and he obviously does sound like he knows what he's talking about. So comparing both of these cameras, the Stealth 2, they say that it's half the size and 40% lighter. They say it's feature rich and easy to use, I suppose. It's got crystal clear full HD videos, 12 megapixel still images, which is great. It's got this new lens technology with 130-degree field of view, and it's got the long battery life, 3 hours. I think the Ghost S has 3.5. It's got 300-degree rotating lens, nothing changes there. 1.3-inch colour-coded screen and LED. So what they're trying to say there is it's just like an LCD, but with a LED at the top or at the sides that colours the LCD. But it's colour-coded screen, so what mode you're on will change the colour of the screen. It's got Wi-Fi connectivity and a free app, which I suppose is pretty decent because you can just use your phone. Everybody's got their phone. You might as well just use your phone, use the app, and then you can view what's on your Stealth 2. So not having a screen is, yes, it's a bit of a moot point, especially with the GoPro. I think they've got an app. I might be wrong with that, but at least the Drift Stealth 2 has an app, so you can whip out your iPhone or whatever, use the app, and actually view what your Stealth 2 has recorded. I think that's a very important feature, and it's very important to note that. It's weather resistant, so it's not fully submersible like your Ghosts are, which you can have up to 3 meters. They do say in the warranty, though, it's a new thing that they added with this model anyway, with this newer one that I received, they've got a little slip in there that now says you should really be using the full case. I don't know whether it's another way of getting more money, but either way, that's new from when I first purchased this. They've got a little slip that says you should really be using the full waterproof case with it, and not just throw it in 3 meters worth of water for half an hour, which is what you'd normally do, which I would still do, but if it's a longer period or if I'm not too sure on the water, I probably would get the case, but it's not a big issue for me. So just remember the Stealth 2, it's weather resistant, rain, snow, dust and mud, so it's resistant. So bear that in mind if it drops in a puddle or anything like that, you might come a cropper. It's got an optional 40-metre waterproof case. Best things in the ocean are within the first 10 metres anyway, so be that as it may. Fully compatible with Drift two-way remote. That's an awesome feature. They could have just gone cheap and not had the Wi-Fi, not had the app and the remote. So I'm glad that they've done that. Comparing it to the Ghost S though, Ghost S does have the live streaming built-in Wi-Fi. That it does have your 12 megapixel, your clone mode, your fast glass wide angle lens, which has got the 160 degree field of view, and obviously you've only got your 135 degree field of view for your Stealth 2. I think that's an important feature. Obviously it's smaller, the Stealth 2, but it's got less of a field of view, and I've always found that the Ghost has just about right. Any smaller and it might not get the side of the pavement if you have it on the side of your helmet. So bear that in mind. 130 degree view is still going to be excellent, but I'd prefer to mount the Stealth 2 on the top of the helmet rather than on the side. And because it's smaller, lighter, just overall more, not necessarily aerodynamic, there's just less bulk there. That might be one of the things you might want to use that for. So this whole video is really a comparison between the two. Some might say that they're kind of like leagues apart in a way. One's focused on, I don't know, kids and I suppose first camera that they're going to have, that you don't really mind them, I say abusing as much. I mean, it's still £200 piece of kit, but it's just one of those things that you can pick up, attach anywhere and just go and then watch the footage on iPad, iPhone, tablet, whatever, which I can see where they're going, Drift, by doing that and having, not having to have this extra screen as one of the, which is a shame in a way, because the screen is so vital and important for motovloggers and for whoever, for just looking at your footage there and then. You don't need to whip your phone out or your iPad. And it's actually one of the features that sets it apart from like GoPro and the other competition. But the Stealth 2, in my opinion, it shouldn't really be compared as a direct competitor, replacement, or whatever as the Ghost S. If you want a camera that you can do all your motovlogging, that it's got the microphone out, which the Stealth 2 does not, this is still the camera for you. Yeah, it's a little bit heavy and it's a bit bulky out of the way of your helmet and things, but it offers obviously the 1080p and 60 frames. It's got incredible battery life. It's got your microphone. It's got the screen. It's got the Wi-Fi. It's got all those things, and this is still the go-to camera. This one I've had no problems with. So it's really been an excellent piece of kit. It still is an excellent piece of kit. So the Stealth 2, if you're not, you might have clicked on this video because obviously I do motovlogging and things. You might think, well, is this really good for motovlogging? No, because you need that microphone in there with the video footage to at least sync it, and it just makes your life easier if everything is included in one package. Yes, you do have the option of having your headphone or microphone connected to your iPhone or mobile phone or recording device, and doing that separately and running it through the head, the helmet. And I've seen people do that. So you can motovlog with it in a way, but you have to record your voice and things completely separate on a different device and then link them in with your video later on. So the best kind of use I can see this being for is not motovlogging, but anything kind of action orientated. It's a lot smaller, it's lighter, it does 30 frames per second 1080p, which is more than enough. It's very decent for what it can do. The battery life is very decent too. I would also use it for like commuting. Like I'll use this for commuting, but I would like that camera too, because it's smaller, lighter. I can just put it on my helmet and just kind of forget about it, and it'll record the footage, no problems, and I don't have to worry about the microphone or anything like that. It's one of those cameras that you just use it to record the footage and you're not too concerned with audio or vlogging or anything like that. If you're a motovlogger like I am, where you talk a lot in the videos, then you need to get a camera like this one that records your voice as well. Having said that, obviously you can record on separate device. So it's really a pick up and play kind of camera than this. Big thing about this is the price. It's £200. I think that's about £50 more than the previous Stealth or the previous, I think it's just a normal Drift 1080p. Roadcraft Nottingham, he's got some very good points about how, you know, you could save yourself 50 quid and get the model before it and all the rest of it. However, the model before it, of course, has got the screen. I think it's got similar battery life, but it doesn't have the size factor. It's not as small, and it doesn't weigh as less as this one. So there are pros and cons. There are more pros for getting a 1080p one. You know, the Drift 1080 than getting this one. This one is newer, it's lighter, it's smaller, but it doesn't have that removable battery and it doesn't have the microphone input, which for a moto vlogger I can see why the 1080, the Drift 1080 would be better. But if you're not looking for those features, you don't really mind that much about the battery, you don't mind about the microphone output, this is a great camera for you to just put on a helmet, put on any mount, not worry about it too much, even though it's pretty expensive, £200. I mean, if they sold that for £150, I think that would be, they'd sell so many more. I probably would pick up one anyway, for that price, as like a secondary camera that I'd put somewhere else on the bike. So question is, Super Saiyan, are you going to get one of these cameras? I am thinking about it. If you could get them for 150, I probably would say yes, go for it. But at the moment, if you're looking for a camera that is, I'd say, as good as this, but you don't mind the extra weight and the size factor, and you want a screen and you want the microphone, do what Roadcraft Nottingham says, get the 1080. It's a no-brainer. But if you're not that bothered about it, and you want the newest, shiniest thing that's lighter and a bit smaller, yeah, I don't see any reason getting this. But that does create complications if you want to talk when you're on your motorbike or talk when you're doing things. If that's not a feature that you're that bothered about, I'm sure it's an excellent camera, very robust and reliable, even though it's got that reset feature. So we'll see how it works out in terms of crashing. But because it doesn't have a screen to record and live stream, as it were, I don't think it'll crash nearly as much as the Ghost S. Anyway, I hope this video has been useful. As I said at the start of it, go and watch Spicy 110's video and have a look at the camera next to a Ghost. Go and watch Roadcraft Nottingham's video where he talks about it, similar to this video, and you know, really make your mind up. If you're in there's a lot of choice out there, which is excellent. As I said, this is kind of like one of the best motovlogging cameras in terms of you know, size, battery life, the quality, all the rest of it. But if you want to take video and you're not too concerned about a screen because you use your phone or something, you're not too concerned about a microphone, the Stealth 2 is a good option. But personally, I'd wait until a price decrease or get it with a 10% code or something like that in the future. If you don't want to spend the extra 120. I mean, the extra 120 gets you the mic output, gets you the screen, it gets you a little bit more battery life, it gets you the low light mode, which is of course fantastic, it's a must really, and it gets you the 60 frames per second, but it is heavier, bigger, and at the moment unreliable, really. I mean, Spicy 110's video, I'm sure he would have said if it crashed and things, if he was quite genuine, but he didn't mention any of that, so take that as you will. But it does have a reset button on there because, as Roadcraft Nottingham pointed out, you can't take the battery out, and that's usually the quick fix for a Ghost. It's just take the battery out, put it back in, and it should, you know, at least it'll switch itself off or something. Hope this video has helped somewhat. If it hasn't, put a comment below. But if it has, yeah, thumbs up the video and like it and all the rest of it. And I hope this has helped you understand the differences between them. And helped you make your decision. Please do put a comment down below which one you went for, or whether you went for a GoPro entirely, or whether you went for a Drift 1080. It'd be useful, and share all your knowledge and experiences and things as normal down below. It helps, it just helps everyone out, doesn't it? Anyway, thanks ever so much for watching. Thanks for joining me. Take care.